What's up, YouTube? It's Christopher C. Manga here, and I'm trying something a little bit different today. In the background, I've got some a drawing I've done earlier today, Sasuke, and I've sped it up to basically match the review that I'm doing today. So hopefully you guys like it, and if you do actually enjoy what I'm doing right now, let me know in the comments below, and I'll try to do more of this. Or if you need any tutorials, tips, and drawing. By all means, I'm not expert, but I do know quite a bit. So feel free to ask. Anyway, this week's chapter was very good. Compared to last week's chapter, I felt this was very straightforward. Um, and it's just an enjoyable read. I mean, I'm really glad that we've gone away from the whole Obito story. If you guys keep up with the channel, you kind of know how I feel about Obito right now. I'm not really the biggest fan of him. I mean, yeah, he's alright, but his whole obsession with Rin kind of it was steering the series in the wrong direction. I felt. I mean, they spent too much time on that particular plot line, and I'm glad that Madara is in the forefront right now, and he's actually making shit happen. I mean, he's a really cool character, so really happy that he's the final villain, so to say, at the moment. But anyway, this chapter, so he's been revived now. He's back to being human. I mean, back to being alive, and interesting to note is that he's lost his eyes basically, and I mean that's really cool. That's attention to detail. I mean, I have to give Kishi credit where it's due, because that could have been something that was easily glossed over. He's back to he's brought back to life. He still has his Rennigan, and he's still kicking ass. But I mean, I'm glad he actually made it clear that when he was alive, he did actually give his eyes to Obito, who then gave those, which then gave them to Nagato. So he, being alive, he shouldn't have his eyes because they belong elsewhere, and that's where Black Zetsu comes into the story now. His whole mission right now is to retrieve the Rennigan from Obito, and then basically give that back to Madara, because those are his actual eyes. And I'm gonna get into something that kind of, I mean, overall the chapter was really good, but the whole flashback with Zetsu was really unnecessary, because I mean, we are, yeah, sure, Shonen Jumps is meant for it's meant for young children, so maybe they need a bit of reminding of like what's really happening. But for us, mature readers, I mean, we can fill in the blanks. We can easily come to a conclusion that Zetsu somehow managed to escape from Chojuro, because Chojuro isn't exactly the strongest character, so no one really expected him to hold Black Zetsu. I mean, keep Black Zetsu captive for however long he was meant to. So I mean, no one was really had that much faith in Chojuro to begin with. But anyway, yeah, he somehow managed to escape from Chojuro, and then found his way to Obito, where he actually made forced to perform the Renatensei, which we saw last chapter. Anyway, so Madara is alive again, and then my man Sasuke, always getting shit done. He's the first guy to jump on the scene and trying to kill him. I mean, Sasuke does not play around. He's not on this friendship shit that that's Naruto seems to be obsessed with. Then again, that's not really a bad thing. I mean, it's always good to forgive your enemies, but Sasuke, I mean, certain people, I mean, they're without redemption, such as Madara. He's on the path of this pure destruction, so he needs to be taken down, and that's what Sasuke is there to do. So Sasuke basically just released an Amaterasu, which actually it connected with Madara, but Madara being the beast that he is, he somehow managed to absorb it, which threw me off completely, because at first I was like, okay, yeah, sure, he used the Rennigan technique to absorb all the ninjutsu, but I'm thinking he doesn't have the Rennigan, he lost his eyes, so how did he do that? And then I basically thought back to that scene where Sasuke actually fired Amaterasu at Obito, and he somehow nullified it as well. So maybe that's some secret Uchiha technique that we haven't really seen yet. But yeah, I mean, for the moment, I'm not really dwelling on it too much. Anyway, he managed to disperse the flames, but that didn't stop Sasuke. Sasuke literally continued his pursuit, and then so we see this really cool panel with him and Madara going. But before that even happened, Madara actually did this really cool technique where he basically took out Naruto and Sai, and then he went straight for the first. And funnily enough, the first couldn't move. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's the black rods in his back. That same thing Nagato used to paralyze his opponents. I'm sure Madara was using that as well. So basically, the first was just unable to move. He couldn't defend himself. and that made it easy for Madara to actually extract chakra from it. So Madara actually went on absorbed chakra from the first Hokage to power himself up, and what he actually took was sage chakra. So the face on his chest, that creepy Sentry DNA face from Hashirama, actually developed. I mean, not developed, but those sage markings actually came on the face on his chest, and that just to signify that he actually is in some sort of sage mode. So maybe this is what's helping him with not being able to see, because we know that senjutsu, you'll be able to sense the environment around you. You can sense movement and all that kind of stuff. So maybe that's what he's relying on right now, since he doesn't have any eyesight. But anyway, so Sasuke, after the failure of the Amaterasu, comes in for the kill. Using his sword to try and take Madara down. Madara blocks it in a really interesting way. He actually uses his arm as a shield, basically. So the sword manages to pierce his arm, and then we get this cool little conversation between Madara and Sasuke, where Madara was saying, what, it'll be a shame to actually kill you. Why not join me? And obviously, Sasuke isn't the type to I mean, he's not the type to basically be a follower or be someone's underlings. And he's like, what, you're barking up the wrong tree. I'm here to kill you. And then Madara then went on to say that because your movements are quite fluid, so maybe you have this type of I don't know, I can't remember what exactly what he said, but he made a comment on Sasuke's Sharingan, or what type it is, and that he might have some use for it. So I'm guessing he's suggesting that he wants to steal Sasuke's Sharingan at some point, but obviously Sasuke's not going to give him that opportunity. So at this point, he's trapped basically. Sasuke's kind of going pinned down with the sword in his forearm, and then out of nowhere, Sai and Naruto show up to try to give him some support. But then Madara did this really cool technique. It's quite similar to the technique that Asuma used to use. It's that this ash cloud technique. So it's like it just releases a huge cloud of ash, that burns the opponents, and basically everyone was kind of disorientated, and he used that opportunity to escape. And I see there's something quite interesting that, I mean, a lot of people probably wouldn't notice upon first glance of the panel, but we see that after he managed to escape Sasuke and Naruto, we see he's basically standing on top of this shinobi who had Naruto's Kyuubi chakra cloak, and he's actually absorbing it, and the wound that was sustained by Sasuke is actually starting to heal. So I mean, that's clearly showing that he's able to absorb chakra to heal himself. So he has lost his immortality, but I mean, that doesn't mean that he won't be able to heal himself if he sustained enough damage. I mean, just by absorbing chakra, he's able to regenerate. To what degree, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure he can't regenerate like a limb or something, but if he gets an injury like a stab to the gut or something like that, I'm sure he'll be able to heal that quite easily just by absorbing someone's chakra. So I mean, that's an answer to everyone complaining about, oh, he's immortal now. If he gets an injury, he's gonna die. He's not OP anymore. I mean, yeah, he's not on that unlimited chakra kind of level anymore. But he's alive. I mean, that means he has access to a greater array of jutsu now, and he's still able to heal somewhat. And by the end of the chapter, he's actually decided to target the Bijus now. So he's saying, I'm gonna get you, filthy beast. Hinting at the fact that his aim is still to become the new Sage of Six Paths. So even though Obito, I'll be honest with you guys, I really don't want to see that play out again. I mean, yeah, it's not Obito this time, it's actually Madara, so we're probably gonna get a different outcome. But at the same time, been there, done that, seen someone become the Jubi's Jinchuriki. I don't think we need to see that anymore. Can we please move on to something more interesting? I mean, I still want to see like an epic showdown with Madara, but I don't want to see him become the Ten Tails Jinchuriki, because I've already seen that before. There's something different happening, something new. But anyway, I'm pretty sure the Bijus, now that they're not under control of anybody, they're not going to be taken that easily. And come on, it's one guy against 7. Let's include Naruto and Killer Bee. 9-tailed beasts, 7-tailed beasts, and 2 Jinchurikis. It's not gonna be that easy to capture them. So I'm really pumped to see what's gonna happen next. Madara for me right now is just making the manga so much better, because he's not the kind of villain that can be taught. I mean, yeah, I guess this is the common term used among Naruto fans right now. Talk no jutsu. talking isn't really going to stop him. I mean, actions will stop him. So I mean, we're going to see a lot more fighting. And I'm wondering if we're going to get, whereas Naruto was the one to defeat Obito, maybe Sasuke is going to be the one to defeat Madara, because we have been seeing Sasuke in a lot more screen time, when it comes to Madara, and him fighting him. I mean, maybe Sasuke is going to be that key player in the battle with Madara. Maybe he's going to be able to take him down, because Naruto kind of had his time to shine already. We've seen him take down Obito. We've seen him pull out some monstrous jutsus. Maybe Sasuke's turn now to kind of show what he can do, and then that's going to basically set up, the final arc where, we have this fight between Naruto and Sasuke, having both of them actually save the world in their own way. So that'd be really cool. And another note, it's kind of stupid that Kakashi and Minato could not stop Black Zetsu. I mean, Minato is one of the most strongest characters in the Naruto universe, and he can't stop a manifestation of Madara. I mean, this black jelly thing, you can't actually take him out. I mean, that seemed a bit silly to me. But anyway, it could just be that he has Obito hostage and they're scared to kill Obito, who is a mass murderer. If anyone forgot about that. But anyway, so yeah, completely forgot about to mention Black Zetsu, but he's basically holding Obito hostage to somehow, I don't mean, aid Madara somehow. I'm guess his whole purpose right now is to get the Renegade to Madara, but because Kakashi and Minato are a threat right now, he's actually just possessing Obito to try and keep himself alive, and buy himself time in order to give Madara his Renegade. So yeah, that's Black Zetsu's role in the story right now. Obviously, he's gonna get killed sometime soon, but yet to be seen how that's gonna happen. But anyway, yeah, good chapter. Enjoyed it a lot. A huge return to form. Cannot stress that enough. The manga has gotten so much better in the last 3 chapters. Really happy with it. And I'm really looking forward to the next chapter whenever that decides to come out. I'm not sure if we have a break next week or we're getting another chapter, but we'll see. But again, what did you guys think of the chapter? I thought it was really good. I mean, a lot of people might disagree with me, and if you do, let me see. Please do comment, because I really do read them and I love to interact with you guys. And as always, subscribe for more videos, a lot more coming. And just a reminder, if you guys did enjoy this new review format, please leave a comment below, and I'll do more of them like this, because I really did enjoy it. And I do love drawing. Drawing is my passion, and if you want to see me draw something, leave a request and I'll try and draw it for you guys. But anyway, that's my review, and take care. See you guys next time.